still get excited about the prospect of an Ashes series?
Of course I do. I get excited about any game. I'm lucky enough to represent Australia, but I guess as an Australian Test cricketer, to have the opportunity to come and play in England is very special.
Now, England, I guess, for one of the few times in recent history of going into this series as favourites according to the bookmakers. Does that mean Jack Hall starting?
That's the way it is, I guess. It doesn't have any impact on both teams, I wouldn't imagine. I've said for a while now that we come here as underdogs. There's no doubt about that, but that hasn't affected our preparation, and it won't affect our performance either. We're looking forward to a tough series. We know it's going to be tough, but I know all the boys are up for the challenge.
Michael Clarke's been in charge for a little while now, a few weeks. What material difference has he made to the squad in your preparation for this series?
I don't think it's fair to compare Darren to Mickey. They're two complete different people. They both have their strengths. I've really enjoyed getting back and talking some cricket with Buff. I spent a lot of time playing with him as a young player, and looked up to him as a player and learned a lot from him as a player. And now to have him back as a coach has given me the opportunity to speak plenty of cricket. And he loves cricket as much as anyone I was lucky enough to play with, and to have his knowledge and experience around the group has been very helpful.
Has there been a change?
Like I said,
not saying whether it's better or worse, just...
Darren has his way to do things, and Mickey had his way as well. So right now Darren's our head coach and we're embracing his style.
Michael, you've enjoyed success in the past over English teams. They've enjoyed some success more recently. Have you noticed a change in the mindset of English teams as they've become more successful and more hardened out for
Probably not. I think every time I've played England it's been tough cricket, whether that be in the shorter format or in the Test format. I think the rivalry between Australia and England is something you look forward to being a part of as a player. It's always competitive on the field, but in my career I think both teams have always had the ultimate respect for each other off the field, and I'm confident this series will be no different. On the field it'll be hard fought cricket. Both teams want to have success, both teams want to win, but off the field there'll be that friendship as well.
Julie? Yeah, can I just check? Everyone's fit, as far as you know?
As far as I know, everybody's fit, yes.
Down the back, Tim?
I was just going to check on your own fitness, how you are specifically. I know you do have your own routines, you have to manage your back, but how confident are you over your own fitness, now you're ready for the long haul?
No, I'm 100% fit. It was nice to play a couple of the tour games to get some match practice under my belt. Look, I've got to deal with my back every day of my life, so through this series will be no different, but it has been really nice to be back out on the field with the boys, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Can I just ask as well, there seems to be a bit of a thing of the other batsmen supporting you better. You've led by example as captain with your weighted runs, but do you agree it's about time the others stood up and were counted as well?
It's about time I scored some more runs for Australia. I haven't played for a while, so the other guys will be fine. They're looking forward to this challenge, as I am, and I need to make sure I'm focused on my job, making sure I'm scoring runs and leading by example, and I'm really confident in the other guys.
David?
Michael, England have made a tough call picking Joe Root to open instead of Compton. Do you have a preference of the team, which of those two you'd rather bowl at?
Well, we haven't bowled to Joe yet, but we didn't manage to get Nick out that easily, so I'm happy he's not playing, to be honest. Look, we'll wait and see. I think Nick showed over the past couple of 4-day matches that he's got a lot of class. He's got a very good defence, and I'm surprised he's not in the first Test team for England.
Richard?
What are the lessons you've learned from the way that England reverse swung the ball against you in the Champions Trophy game?
Ask that question again, sorry?
What's the lessons you've learned from the way that England managed to get reverse swing in the Champions Trophy against Edgeworth?
I'm not sure if it's learnt, but I'm happy we're not using a white kookaburra for starters. I think conditions play a huge part in regards to reverse swing. I think you'll see out there we've got a pretty dry wicket. So I would imagine reverse swing will certainly play a part throughout this Test match, and we'll need to see what the weather and the pitches are like around the country as we go further in this Test series. But it's been nice and warm here over the past week. We've got a pretty dry wicket, and I'm very confident reverse swing will play a part in the next 5 days.
Chloe?
Michael, can you tell us anything about the 11 or even narrow it down to 12
I can't, Chloe, unfortunately. I can tell you I do know the 11 that are playing tomorrow, but at this stage we're not going to announce a team. We're going to wait until the toss tomorrow.
Do the players know?
The players do know, yes.
And the people who missed out take it, okay?
Everybody knows that this is a long series. Everybody wants to take part, but unfortunately you can only fit 11 into the first team.
Mary? How much of that is about the boxing that Darlene was talking about? Is this what you consider will be a tactic throughout the series that you'll be going up with yourselves?
You could call it a tactic or foxing. I just think it's the way we're going to do things. To me, the most important people that need to know what the 11 is know, and that's the players, so they can prepare mentally. But in regards to everybody else, one more sleep's not going to hurt anybody, I wouldn't have thought.
Ben?
Michael, the competition's obviously been really close with Spites. The guys who do miss out tomorrow, you want them to remain hungry, I suppose, what series?
Yeah, look, I think for us to have success on this tour, it's going to take the whole squad, not just the 11 guys that take the field. I've said that for a long time. Every time you go on tour, it takes the whole touring party, and support staff play a big part in that as well. So, the players that aren't playing understand that they need to keep working hard to get an opportunity, but their involvement around the 11 players that take the field is just as important.
How convinced are you that David Warner would be fit mentally for a test match after what happened in Birmingham and his lack of match practice since then?
I'm as convinced as I can be. Obviously, he hasn't played any 4-day cricket, but if David's selected, I'm confident he'll have success.
Michael, just a bit more on the conditions. How do you think they can work in your favour?
600 runs on the board would be nice. That's a good start. Look, I think it's that type of wicket. I think batting in your first innings is going to be crucial, whether you bat first or bat second. And obviously, reverse swing and spin's going to play a big part in as the game goes on.
Michael, as you might have noticed, British sport is on something of a roll at the moment.
I have noticed, yes.
Are you intimidated by that or inspired by that?
I think it certainly inspires sport in general, not just the Australians. I think it's great for sport to see people have success no matter where they're from. I think, listening to Andy Murray speak the other day on television was, he gave a good insight to the work he's put in, and he's deserved the rewards, I guess. So, yeah, look, I don't think it's about a country or a person. I think it's great for sport when you see people succeed that have worked exceptionally hard.
Are you worried though?
About?
Are you worried?
About Andy Murray?
The atmosphere in this country at the moment behind the sports people.
I'm excited. I'm excited about a fantastic test series. I love coming over here and playing cricket. Like I said, it's always a tough series, and we're up for the challenge.
Michael, the circumstances of the 5 tests here and 5 in Australia are pretty unique. Do you look at it as 2 distinct series, or do you look at it as a marathon and who comes out on top at the end of January?
I look at it as today, the day before the test match, the day before the first test. As I've said for a long time, I don't think as a player you can look too far ahead. I think there's plenty of people in Cricket Australia that will be focused on what's happening later on down the track, but as a player, you need to be focused on today and not look too further.
Tim? Mark, you've been very honest about the team being underdogs going into this. How big an achievement will it be if you do cause an upset and actually win the Ashes? I mean, you've been part of an Australian side that dominates England. How big an achievement will it be if you can turn things around?
Yeah, it would be a great achievement. It'll be a reward for the hard work that we've put in. All I can ask for as a playing group is to make sure you prepare as well as you possibly can, and I think every single one of the boys has done that. Now it's about going out on that stage and playing with freedom, back your own ability. We have so much talent inside that room, and I just love to see the guys play with freedom and play their natural game. So, in regards to what's happened so far on this tour, I couldn't ask for anything more from the players. Now it's about going and reaping the rewards.
Have you talked about, or will you talk about the importance of that first over, the first hour, the first session tomorrow? How that was set?
We've spoken about a lot, but I think the talking's done for us as a team now. Our preparation's finished. Guys will come down today and do whatever they need to do mentally more than anything else to prepare for tomorrow. Our team meetings are done. Our knowledge on the England team is done. Now as I said to the guys last night, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Can it really make a difference at that those first opening exchanges? Can they set this up?
We'll find out tomorrow.
Michael, when you hear people predicting comfortable England series victory, does it irritate you and the team as well?
Not really. I've heard it my whole career, especially since taking over the captaincy. And when I first came into the Australian team, I heard it the other way. I heard a lot of people be angry and disappointed that we never lost. So I've probably seen both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, all you can do as a player, like I say, is prepare as well as you can and go out there and give your best, and you know the results will take care of themselves.
Captains from England and Australia are often remembered for what they do in Ashes series. Do you think these next 10 tests might define your career as a captain?
I was asked that question yesterday, and I read Ben's article today. Look, I don't think, and what I was trying to say yesterday is I would hate for people to all of a sudden think I'm a good captain because we win this series. To me, 5 test matches can't be an indication as to whether you're good or not good, in my opinion. I know, especially back in Australia, this is the pinnacle of an Australian cricketer to play test cricket in England, be a part of an Ashes series, and I'm sure there will be judgments made on our performances, and as captain of the team you should be accountable. That's part of your responsibility. But I would hate for anybody to think I'm a better captain than what I am just because we win this series.
Michael, I know you said that it doesn't matter where people come from, it's just good to see winners in sport, but the guys and girls in the bars and the bragging rights of the man in the street, it's all about where you come from.
Yeah, definitely.
Australia at the moment perhaps lacking in some of those champions that you used to have. Really, Adam Scott just out there on his own at the moment. Do you feel that you've got a responsibility to try and save some of that hunger for the public back home?
I think we do well as a country, to be honest. Such a small country, I think we have a lot of success in sport. We're all brought up with sport in Australia. You know, I think as a country for a long time, since I've been alive anyway, we've been extremely successful in all different types of sports. We're very passionate about cricket in Australia, there's no doubt about it, and I would love to be able to help this team have some success on this tour, that's for sure.
Return to David Warner, is there any plans for him to meet Joe Root in person, so that what happened back in Birmingham isn't a hangover on the cricket field?
No, I think that was sorted out a long time ago.